Welcome to Mor-In podcast. I'm your host, Josh Morin, co-founder and vice president of Field Supplements, as well as sobriety, woke, business, and wellness coach. Morin that delivers array of content based on marketing, health and fitness, personal branding, addiction, and often goes down the rabbit hole of conspiracy, politics, and the truth. If you seek to better understand the inner workings of human performance, business, consciousness, and humanity, you have come to the right place. Thank you for tuning in and tagging along. Let's get today's podcast started. What is up, everyone? First off, I'm going to take this out of my mouth. I felt like, having a toothpick in my mouth like Ryan Gosling. Forgot what movie that is, but he's got a toothpick in his mouth. It's like The Driver or something. I don't know if I'm quite as hot as Ryan Gosling and can pull off the toothpick look, but, I feel freaking cool, man. I feel really cool when I got the toothpick in my mouth, but it's really hard to talk. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out for the purpose of this podcast. It's been a little while, so thank you guys for your patience. I've been doing, one of these a week, two of these a week, but I feel like every time I do one of these now, I have a lot more content to go over. A lot of things have happened in the last few weeks since I've done a podcast. The biggest thing that's happened is my birthday. I have turned 27 on Tuesday. It is Leo season, my peeps. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday, sent me your kind messages, gave me a call, and reminded me that I am becoming an old motherfucker. So I'm at the age where, 27's like the age where it's like, okay, baby, like, what are you doing? Like you cute, but what's your mom doing later? It's like, hey, let me holler at your mom. But that's what I feel like 27 is. So I'm grateful for all the birthday wishes, all the kind presents that I got from people, and I just want to say thank you. I feel really loved, really blessed to continue on this journey and to start the next chapter of my life. I feel like the next 10 years of my life, next 10 to 15 years of my life are going to be the best yet. I feel like I'm like this is how I look at it personally, and this is how you should look at your life, is that I'm like fine wine. I'm aging, getting better with time. I'm aging and getting more quality as time goes on. And I feel that that's the essence of life, is that I remember being a little kid and thinking 27 was old as fuck. Like 27 years old was like these grown-ups, because when my parents were 27, they had a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. I mean, I'm sure that makes you grow up a lot faster than what I've had to do. But that, at the same time, I would have to look back at my dad or my parents when they were 27, and they probably felt a lot like I do in terms of responsibility and maturity and the understanding of what life is. So I don't think that age really dictates your maturity. I don't think age dictates your life experience, because I really truly believe in the last 10 years of my life, I've had some crazy life experiences, and I've been grateful to have these life experiences. And that's what I first want to talk about in today's episode of More Than Know, is that is I look back at the last 10 years, and I was writing a message to myself, as if I could write a message to my 17-year-old self, what would I say? And the message that I would say is that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and in 10 years, you're going to be exactly where you're supposed to be. And just continue to follow the tune of your heartstrings. Continue to follow the rhythm of your heart, and follow what makes you happy most. And obviously, there was a few things that really didn't go my way when I was 17, 18, 19 years old. As I got into college, my wrestling career was cut short by 4 back surgeries and a plethora of injuries. And that really woke me up. That really woke me up spiritually and consciously. It forced me to look at life in a new perspective, because when I was from 5 years old to 20 years old, all I knew was train, wrestle, go to school, eat, and repeat. That's all I knew, and I thought I was going to be wrestling my entire life. But I had to put my career on hold, or forever and definitely on hold, and I had to look at life in a new perspective and saying, okay, what does life look like after wrestling? And what I feared most is that people weren't going to respect me, that people only loved me for the wrestler that I was. And all I knew is that if I were to go back and tell my 17-year-old self, hey, you know what, the story and the vision that you have in your mind is probably not going to pan out exactly how you have it playing in your head, but I can promise you one thing, is that it's going to be exactly what it's supposed to be. God's going to give you a journey. God's going to give you a path to follow, and you just follow that path. Follow the path, and regardless of the obstacles, the adversity, the things that you face on the day-to-day, just know to keep faith, and you're going to end up where you're supposed to be regardless of the circumstances that you're in. And so if I was to write a letter to my old self, if you were to write the letter to your old self, just know right today that you are supposed to be where you're supposed to be, and thinking that you're not supposed to be is death of the spirit, man. Is you you shouldn't make excuses right now. Accept where you are, and if you want to change your current circumstance, if you want to go on a different path, now is the time. Now is the time. It's never too late. I feel that the last 6 months of my life, I've really gotten back into my roots. After I dropped out of college, I really went on this 4 or 5 year journey of figuring out who I was. It was this journey of discovery of figuring out who my true self is, and I feel that that is what life is. I don't feel that life is you all of a sudden becoming something. I think life is discovering that in which you already are. And at your true core, that is called your truth. And when you live in your truth, that is where your purpose and your passion is. And I feel that over the last 4 or 5 years, I've really, really unraveled the onion layers, let go of the conditioning, the social conditionings, as well as the things that have been passed on from my parents and the pain bodies that are in myself, to let go, breathe, and be in this body that is relaxed, be in this body that is here and now, in the present, that's connected to source, that delivers content on demand. And now I'm understanding that people will love me just for who I am, and people will love you for just who you are. And that's today's message. Just be. That's all you'll ever have to be, is just you, because you as you are perfect. You in this moment are perfect. And don't think that you ever have to achieve some sort of status or accolade or money or power or whatever it is. Just understand that you right here, right now, in this moment, in your very form, this being of consciousness, this unlimited, powerful being of limitless consciousness, in this flesh suit, in this space suit, you're this astronaut of consciousness floating through space at tens of thousands of miles an hour. But at your very core, you are consciousness, and consciousness is forever beautiful. Consciousness is forever the light, and consciousness is forever perfect just the way you are. So that is my message today in terms of that. Over the weekend, I had a absolutely insane hiking experience. I'm going to be joined by Trevor Wilson as well as Federico Derek Flores. I'm actually rocking Derek's fight shirt. His nickname is the Filipino Flash, because he goes out there, now you see him, now you don't, and the fight is over within a minute, knocking out fools in less than 60 seconds. I'm excited to have more in the know, be blessed by their presence, and we get to share our accumulative experience of our hiking journey from this last weekend. We ended up traveling over 25 miles in less than 24 hours, and we were never lost. We just got ourselves a little bit in a pickle. But as I resume normal life this week, and as I turn 27, I'm looking forward to the next chapter of my life, and I pray and hope that God grants me the ability, the health, and the wisdom to continue on my journey, to be able to have experiences like this last weekend continue on for a really long time. So I just wanted to preference this in this first half of this episode with that, is because I feel that now I'm 27. It's like, holy shit, man, I'm getting close to 30, and I always just thought 30 was super old, but I really feel like I'm just beginning. And that's the message, is that if you feel that maybe you're stuck or lost in life, it's never too late to go back to your roots. Over the last 6 months, I really have found myself getting back to that true hippie rooted nature. I grew out my hair. I got this beard. I got a fucking nose ring. I got more tattoos, and I've spent more time barefoot in nature in the last 6 months than I have in the last 2 years. Why? Because I knew I was experiencing spiritual death. I knew I was going away from the journey and the path and the rootedness and the truth of who I was who I am at my core. And what I've had to do over the last 6 months is make a conscious decision to get back to who I truly am. And if you guys can hear that in the background, that is my roommate Trevor Wilson going absolutely bonkers on a video game. So shout out to Trevor Wilson for his commentary in the background, if you guys can hear that. But if not, I'm going to continue on this podcast. We're going to keep this thing rolling. And that's his truth. Maybe that's his truth. He's nerding out on some video games, and he absolutely loves his video games. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do in life. And so what I want to say is that it's never too late to get back on track. It's never too late to get back on track. I felt myself diverging from the path that I was once on, this rooted hippie self, and I felt maybe in the last 6 months that it's like, oh man, like I can't go out in the wilderness without smoking pot or doing psychedelics or whatever the case may be. But what I've realized is that now my experiences out in nature are so much more profound, so much more rooted now that I'm sober. Because guess what? I remember the entire experience, and when I'm out there, I really tap into that primal instinct, that instinct within myself to really deliver and follow this path of truth and really connect to this source. When I'm out in nature, I really feel that I'm more connected to source than I ever am in my daily life, because we're in this isn't normal. This concrete world that is not natural. This concrete world that we're surrounded by with artificial things and technology. I'm blessed to have these capabilities to be able to spread my truth, spread my message, and share my journey with you all, but it's unnatural. All this is unnatural, and we oftentimes get caught up in this unnatural circumstance and situation in our life. Like, I look at life like we are essentially a circuit board. You look at the city, and essentially we are synapses in this circuit board relaying messages from place to place, and we're just going to our house and work and back and school, and we're just running all these errands. But when you're out in the wilderness and you're away from this energy, especially all the technology, the frequencies that are being pumped through us through 5G and towers and the things of the such, when you're out in nature, man, you're so rooted. You're at your primal core. And once you're your primal core, you have this sense of clarity where you're able to see through your third eye. You're able to connect to source, and you're able to realize that we've all been living by. And as we begin to live in our truth, as we begin to follow that path of truth that we all have and discover that truth within us, then we'll understand our purpose in this life. And in this purpose, my purpose is just to be and live and stay in my truth. And I know that in my truth, that's all that I will ever require for people to love me and people to like me, is just being me. And that's the message that I hope to portray, is that you are just good enough. You are good enough. I love you just the way you are. I love you for your divine. I love you for your light. I love you just for you. You don't have to be anything more than you. So just be you. So that's today's message. And I really wanted to share that because right now there are some forces against me within the social media platforms. TikTok has wanted to they banned my account already, and I have censoring going on multiple social platforms with Facebook as well as Instagram, and they're trying to silence the truth. But understand that the truth will transcend. I'm not the only one spreading the truth, and the truth spreads faster than lies. The truth spreads faster than deceit. The truth spreads. The truth spreads faster than the deceptive lies and information that is being pumped in our minds to control us, to shackle our souls. And I am here simply to tell you, hey, now is the time to unshackle your soul. Now is the time to unshackle your brain and tap into this limitless potential that we all have. We're human beings. Human at the beginning, but being is a state of consciousness. It's a flow state that we're all able to tap into. And in that being state of consciousness, we are able to tap into our higher selves. And as we tap into our higher selves, we tap into our sixth sense. Our sixth sense is that creative sense within our bodies to deliver our message, our purpose. And as you begin to unravel these layers of conditioning over years of worry, anxiety, doubt, and low levels of transmutational energy, and you tap into your body and your core, and you live in this longer breath cycle, you begin to be able to access this information on demand and deliver your true and best self, whether that be in sports, and you have these moments of brilliance in sports, or you're able to produce, or maybe it's in art, or maybe it's in singing, or maybe it's in podcasting, or maybe it's in writing, or it's in business. Whatever your sixth sense is, that's extra sensory perception, ESP, extra sensory perception, whatever that is, you will be able to find your purpose. And as you do, you are going to live a fulfilled life. And all I am on this journey is just a being of light, and I hopefully can allow others to let their light shine. And that's all I wish. So I just want to say that as these social media platforms are trying to silence my message, as they're censoring my information that I'm spreading, as they are wanting to shun and silence and censor everything, but at the same time provide platforms for sick, satanic pedophiles, I'm going to continue on my mission of spreading the truth, and that's all that matters. And regardless, they will not quiet me. I will find a way. I will get in the trenches. Regardless, social media is not the only way to spread the truth, but I want to say that I do appreciate everyone who joins in it and watches this show. It means an absolute lot to me. for the 50 viewers, the 100 viewers, or the 500 viewers that watch this message, I just want to say that I love you. And regardless of what TikTok is doing to ban me, regardless of what Instagram is doing to ban me, regardless of Facebook's doing to ban me, we can band together. As they ban me, we can band together as people, as one, as a consciousness, as a collective. And we, the people, we have the power. So with that being said, I want to say thank you. Please sure to check out morintheknow.org for all the episodes on there, as well as my success coaching. If you are seeking a success coach to assist you in the process of understanding why you do what you do, to let go of the cause to the effect, begin to understand these chronological events in your past so you are no longer the mind-body connection, and that you can live, be, and stay at your best self, please shoot me a message and I will get back to you in the next 24 hours. As you see behind me, Fueled Supplements. I'm rocking the old OG Junk Headband, Fueled Supplements headband. We're going to have more of these in stock very soon. Be sure to check out fueledsupplements.com, and you guys have a blessed day.